With the warmest greetings, my name is Ali Javadi, and in this video clip I will bring you the English version of the statements of the Worker Communist Party of Iran in regards to the horrific situations of the asylum seekers in Europe. Pictures and the statistics are both shocking. Tragedy after tragedy, and every day we are witnessing that groups of people are dying in the sea, in the deserts, under the bombardments, and also in the trucks. And this is the situation of millions of people that are trying to flee Syria, Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, and some of the northern African countries where war and the fight between the Islamic terrorist states and the Islamic groups and the reactionary groups has left them no solution except to escape this situation. And apparently there is no end to their misery. The victims of these situations are ordinary people that they have basically collected the rest of their belongings. They have put their kids and their families and gathered them, and they are resorting to the roads, to the mountains, to the deserts, to the sea, with the hope that maybe they can find a place to sleep in peace and they can have a safe place. And apparently the group of them which quote unquote are luckier and have escaped this hellish condition, and they have found their ways on the shores of the European countries, are facing the barbed wires, are facing the guards, are facing the security forces that treat them very savagely. These people are victims of a situation that they had no part in it. They did not play a role in the situation that now they are facing, and they have found no way except basically fleeing these savage, barbaric situations that they find themselves in. These conditions basically breaks the heart of every individual who has a grain of decency and humanity left in them. But the question is that how this situation was shaped? Who are responsible? What shall we do? And what is our solution? These horrific conditions, this wave of millions of immigrants, in the first place is the result of the war between the Islamic states, between these terrorist groups, and also is a result of the failing of the states in Syria, in Iraq, in Libya, and it's also the result and product of the military intervention of the Russia Islamic regime of Iran, United States and its allied forces, and also it's the result of the regional fights among the reactionary forces in region, such as the Islamic regime of Iran, the Islamic regime in Turkey, the barbaric and savage regime in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Qatar, and their fights and their rivalries has created such a terrible condition for the ordinary working people and the people in these regions and areas. And to put an end to their miseries, one basically has to address the root cause of these conditions, and that is to basically eradicate and remove the hands of these reactionary forces from the Islamic states, from the states in Syria, Iraq, Libya, the terrorist groups, the rivalries of the regional forces, and also the international militaristic aggressions in this region. But this is a long-term solution. It's not a short-term solution necessarily. In the short term, these people are facing the barbaric and anti-humane treatment of some of the European countries that they are trying to escape to. States that are attacking their small boats and killing them on the seas. States that basically are blocking their way to a safe place. States that are basically creating and erecting barbed wires in order to stop their movements, states that are basically suppressing them. These states, and also including the UN Refugee Commission, basically have violated all of the internationally recognized refugee rights. We should put an end to it, we should stop it, and basically we should demand strongly that the international recognized rights of the refugees be recognized and acted upon by these states in the European countries. The Worker Communist Party of Iran strongly condemns these shameful policies and behaviors of anti-refugee policies of these European states. Providing a shelter, safe shelter, calm place, basically lodging and food for these asylum seekers is an immediate, urgent action that should take place. But in order to achieve these policies, the humanity, the working people, the ordinary people, the freedom-loving people of the European countries and so on, should basically exert tremendous pressure upon their states and governments, upon the United Nations and the relevant organizations, and force them to basically comply with the recognized rights of the refugees in these countries. This is an immediate action. Also, from our point of view, any restriction, any constraints, any bias against the refugees and immigrants in these countries should be immediately removed. And all the refugees, all the immigrants should be given the full citizenship right, equal the rights that every citizen in this country is basically enjoying. To summarize, the walls of the Europe should be removed. These refugees should be granted the rights to go where they seek to go, and also they should be provided with the lodging, with the food, with the basic necessities of life, so that they could have a peaceful condition, and also they should be given citizenship rights, and they should enjoy the basic rights of every individual, equal rights in these nations. At the same time, we are basically saluting the human characteristics and behaviors of the working people, of the freedom-loving people in these countries, that they have basically put forward their solidarities and support to these refugees, and they are launching strikes and protests so to support these refugees, and they are welcoming these refugees in their countries. This is an indication that basically there is light at the end of the tunnel, that basically humanity has not died, and this is basically a reaction to the reactionary policy, the racist policy, anti-refugee policies of these European states, and also the racist forces in these countries. Humanity is alive. This is the humanity that not basically given up to the reactionary propaganda of these states against the refugees, and this is the basic and critical point for change. And we are hoping that by putting pressure, by launching social struggles against these states, these refugees will be given what they deserve: immediate attention, immediate lodging, immediate safe place to go wherever they want to go, and also be given the full rights of the citizenship for the places that they have chosen to stay. This was a communique by the Worker Communist Party of Iran on September 2nd, 2015.